Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with true heel heat wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
Yes, it is I, Holly Cameron, and I'm in your phones, but I'm also making an appearance for True Heel Heat. I've been told it's a fantastic podcast. Why haven't you had me on it, huh? Where's my invitation? I think you guys need to feel the wrath. I'm at Comic-Con today, but I think we need to get some, some wrath in the show. So let me know.
For 100 episodes, we've been here, and we are here once again to talk about last night's December 29th, 2025, the final Monday Night Raw of the year on the latest Rated Raw review, episode 109 times, where we discussed last night's Monday Night Raw from Orlando, Florida. And of course, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3, and I am here with my esteemed co-host. You know him from the flagship podcast. He was with us for the Heaties last Saturday, and now he is back on his regular home here on Tuesday. The one and only resident True Hill alcoholic himself, Top Guy JJ. How are you?
My boy looking fresh for the new year. Okay.
I told Wifey I did the whole like an hour and a half talking about Stranger Things, and I had to do that solo. So it was a big screen on my hair, and my hair was an absolute mess yesterday when I filmed that. So I was like, I got to get a haircut.
Oh yeah, okay. So he had that Michael Jackson song going on his head. The man in the mirror. He was like,
I was like, my hairline was all like here and then here and over here. So I was like, I gotta cut this, start anew for the new year. But yes,
changed for once in my life.
hey.
Gonna feel real good. I'm gonna make a difference.
Like a man.
Let's go. Let's end 2025 off right, man. Sheesh.
Yes. Our final live stream of 2025. Thank you guys for joining us live. We appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on the video. That helps out the YouTube algorithm so much. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. Of course, you can sound off in the live chat if you're watching us on demand. But if you're with us live, we love to interact with all of you guys. So sound off in the live chat. We'll interact with all of you and highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here. You want to show your support for the final live stream of 2025 for us here at True Heel Heat. And for the 100th episode of Rated Raw Review, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We've been doing this review show for the past 2 years now. I think we started the very first Monday Night Raw that we reviewed on the show was the post Survivor Series 2023 Monday Night Raw with CM Punk's first promo in WWE in a decade. And here we are, nearly going on 3 years of this review. So we appreciate all the support you guys have given us over the last 100 episodes of Rated Raw Review, and we appreciate y'all for joining us today. We got in the chat with us Zach Minger, who says National Bacon Day. SP3 and Top Guy JJ, I did have bacon for breakfast today.
I won't remember that a year from now, but National Bacon Day to you guys, I guess, it probably is a nice day to have that good old bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich today. That sounds like a good idea. I might go to Sal's after the show. But 100 episodes of this joint, like 100, a hundo. That's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. I just still remembering, doing. And I do stand corrected because, I think you, me, and Chrissy had a little chat the other day. I do remember the True Heel Heat conversation, whether it was 50, whether it was 100, that was live. 100, I am corrected. 100 was with the All-Father Darius Carter. That's why it's so vivid in my... Yeah, it was with the All-Father Darius Carter. And then 50 was all the conglomeration of everybody getting together. So... it's just crazy how these numbers just intertwine with each other, and now we got episode 100. Where the fuck is Romeo? Actually, I got a ball. I wanted to chat with Romeo because we just had a little run in the fantasy football championship where I was scared to death. We were in a dead heat going into Monday Night Football. But if you know, I had Bijan Robinson.
There you go.
You know. If you know, you know. But yeah, man, it was a great season on that end. Rightfully so. The two true heels ends up going all the way to the championship. So, got my first chip in that league. So it was good to have it that battle with my brethren, my brother. And it would have been nice to see him right before the end of the year. Say Happy New Year to him. Congratulations on a nice little run here. And it's episode 100. Like, what's up? It can't be that much shit going on December 30th, 2025. Can't be that much shit going on.
He says he's busy. He's always busy, apparently.
Man, That's like every week of 2025, except like once a season.
except when if it's a really good episode of Monday Night Raw, then he'll show up.
I'm always busy.
Me too.
I at least make True Heel Heat once a month.
This is true. I mean, we'll have to hold them. We'll have an intervention and be like, we need you to at least adopt the Top Guy JJ schedule on the flagship of once a month showing up on Rated Raw Review.
And this was the first year I made it every month on True Heel Heat.
You did. You accomplished your goal. You set your goal for 2025 and you hit it for the flagship for sure. We appreciate you for that. We got Eric Isaac in the chat with us today saying Happy New Year's Eve. THH fam. And 2025 has indeed been the year of the Yeet for Jay. First a world title at Mania to now back as a tag champion with his brother Big Daddy Jim. Yes, Jey Uso has had a very successful year, winning the Royal Rumble, winning the World Heavyweight Championship. He was in numerous main events, whether it was Money in the Bank or Saturday Night's Main Event or Survivor Series, and then headlined the final Raw of 2025, winning Tag Team Gold once again with Jimmy Uso for the first time in over 2 years since they lost the titles at WrestleMania 39 to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the main event.
I'm just going to say, Eric, I would shoot Jim. I would shoot him a quick DM and let him know when they start calling him Big Daddy Jim, that came from you, my brother. That has a fucking ring to it because it's it literally is him. So if he starts calling himself Big Daddy Jim, Eric, you need to get some of that credit, my boy. So I'd shoot Big Jim a text or a DM and let him know when they call you Big Daddy Jim, that shit came from here.
We only a few months away before he's legitimately Big Daddy Jim, and his new baby is here with us with Naomi. We got Chuck Berry's in the chat, our True Heel member of 2025. Good to see you. He says, what's good, THH fam? Not gonna be a good start to the new year for Dirty Dom, unfortunately. Yes, we put it in the headline for YouTube, but yes, it was announced last night that Dominik Mysterio is out indefinitely. There was a report from Fightful who said that WWE sources said that the injury is not too serious and he should be back by the Royal Rumble, but we know WWE, they like to say indefinitely, so we don't know when the person is coming back.
I mean, hey, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? Better to be safe than sorry. So, I would say indefinitely too. Don't put a timeline on it. And when he comes back, it was kind of cool what they had with one of their comebacks. There was no major announcement. It just happened, and it was dope.
Indeed. We got Asajo who says happy 100th episode to Rated Raw Review. Thank you so much. We got Alexa Bliss Gamer in the chat saying hello, everyone. Hello to you. We got Chuck Berry says, that's right, SP3, make that change. I had to. Hello to you, Philippines. We got Vincent in the chat saying hello from the Philippines. Good to see you in the chat with us today. We also got Rachel in the chat. Good to see you. Who says it will be so lame if both world champions retain next week. I think Braun will lose due to it being Punk's first title defense and LA Knight. Do you think Drew has a shot to win? SmackDown needs a change. I think that this seems like the best shot of any of the opportunities Drew McIntyre has gotten over the last 2 years at the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship for him to win, especially with the show taking place from Berlin, Germany. And you would think that WWE wants to have a big title change on one of these first 3-hour SmackDowns, and they don't have any title matches really scheduled for this Friday for the first 3-hour one. So maybe they're saving it for the second 3-hour one. What do you think? What do we'll do the 0 to 100. What percentage are you putting on Drew actually having a shot to win next a week from Friday?
Speaking as a fan, and I'm not speaking as an insider or somebody that knows anything, I'm gonna say my percentage is 0 that he's gonna win, because the tea leaves are there. They're there. They're just there for the taking. This is the perfect opportunity to turn Cody Rhodes heel. This is the perfect opportunity for Cody Rhodes to do Drew McIntyre dirty in Germany and become heel, because he ain't hot like he used to. He ain't hot like he used to be. People are slowly starting to get tired of Cody Rhodes. Here is an opportunity of a golden ticket to turn that man heel, and then you kind of have a double turn happen in one fell swoop.
They have the shot to do it. Do I think they're gonna do it?
No, that's what I said. I'm speaking as a fan. That's why I preferenced that comment.
You did.
Because people want more for Drew McIntyre. Clearly, people are kind of starting to feel over the Cody Rhodes, like overcoming everything. Why not him just do it by any means necessary, and him doing something dirty to Drew McIntyre, and then him doing something to really fuck him and the fans over, because I'm the quarterback.
And I just want to tell WWE, I know I've said this many times on this channel, but I'll say it again. Don't nobody want a third Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes matchup at WrestleMania. I'm just letting y'all know. We have many different fans that are in our chat, but I don't know anyone who is yearning to see a third Roman Cody matchup at WrestleMania.
No. Like, and it's not like it won't be good. It's that you got so much other shit on the table. Like, there's no need for it. Like, there's no yearn for it. There's no desperate nature to make these two pair up. And it's not gonna feel the same. It's just not gonna feel the same. Roman hasn't been around. Like it's like the aura that he just automatically demands when his presence is around. It ain't like it used to be. He's not flanked by anybody. There's no grand plan of his to that he has to conquer and endure. He's not chasing any milestones. It's basically he's like this ultra superstar that makes an appearance once in a while, and then he's gone for God knows how long. And it that aura doesn't feel as like magical as it did when he was the man, when he was the company. It just doesn't feel the same. So running it back for a third time at this lukewarm phase makes no sense.
Rachel with a follow-up comment saying, it pains me to say this because I love Cody, but he can't lead a show. SmackDown was not always good, but at least you had Roman Bloodline leading when everything else sucked. Who could lead the show? Honestly, I mean, if Cody can't, it's like they put all their eggs in the Cody Rhodes basket. I can't say that necessarily that Drew McIntyre is a better option after they've booked him to hell and booked him to be a jobber to Cody and Damian Priest, among others. There's no one that leaps out on the SmackDown roster currently. It would take someone like an Opa Femi getting called up to the main roster and then pushing him, or moving Gunther over to SmackDown for me to say that there's somebody on the roster that can lead the way. Right now, I don't see it in Damian Priest and Aleister Black and, Sami Zayn. He has the potential to do that, and he's so good in the ring, but he hasn't been used at all since losing that traditional Survivor Series matchup back in November.
Is he hurt?
No, he just hasn't. He hasn't been used since he lost that matchup against the MFTs. Maybe Jacob Fatu, but we got to see how he is when he gets back. So there are options out there. They just gonna need some work to build up momentum and to make them feel on the same status of your Codys, your Romans, your Punks, your Brocks, your Seth Rollins. Those guys are on a whole different tier because of how the company presents them and how they book them in comparison to everyone else on the roster.
Yeah, and at the same time, I get what he's saying with that's Rachel. I'm sorry, that might be it. That might be Rachel. A she. I'm sorry, but I just think that I think that's a poor job on the WWE's part with the handling of Cody Rhodes too, is because Cody Rhodes doesn't have any attractive rivalries right now. So there's nothing. The only thing that he's holding on to by a thread is the Drew McIntyre thing. And that's why they're bleeding this so dry, because that is all he really has left on that show. That will be some level of interesting. Like, you can't run back Solo Sikoa. That shit was ass. Like, they don't know what the fuck they want to do with LA Knight. They don't know what brand they want to have him on. Like, you still got Jacob Fatu, as you mentioned, but he's still either recovering or he's preparing to come back. One of the two. You got that option there. You can't depend on Roman Reigns, like, because he's actually not even a part of SmackDown. So it's just
and the crazy part is technically he is part of the SmackDown roster. He just hasn't been on that show in since WrestleMania season.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, that once they made the move to Netflix, that Roman was just a part of Raw.
No, if you go to WWE.com, he's listed under the SmackDown roster.
That is absolutely ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. That man hasn't been on that show in 2025.
Well, no, before WrestleMania.
He was on one. He was like
the London
show.
show. The London show that I went to. They did the contract signing there. That was
that
like
nigga made
the last time.
Yeah. Where CM Punk got the contract, but he was in the main event. So that was the one and only appearance that nigga made on SmackDown. For a contract.
And no. Also, they did that brawl. Remember the brawl when they first made the triple threat match for WrestleMania, and they did the brawl, and Punk was standing tall and he pointed to the sign, and then Seth was standing tall and he pointed to the sign, and then Roman was standing tall and he pointed to the sign. That happened on SmackDown too.
My bad. I guess I'm sorry. Two episodes. I'm sorry. That shit's is so far distant apart from each other. It's just crazy that he should not be a part of that roster. He's a part of Monday
back
Night.
In March.
No wonder why I didn't remember. Because that build up, besides that contract signing, was pretty whatever.
Yeah. We got saying, Chuck Berry's kind of saying what we were saying, I think they have guys there, but I don't feel confident in the way WWE books them, or rather how they will book them. And Dion adds, the rosters have no star power. Just look at 07 Raw. Had Cena, HBK, Orton, Triple H, Hardy, and SmackDown had Taker, Batista, Edge, Kane, Mysterio. You got to have 5 to 6 main event guys on each roster. And SmackDown doesn't have that. SmackDown has Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn. You can on a push, you can say him.
This better be a big year.
On a push, you can say him.
This better be a big year for Carmelo Hayes, man. Because at the end of the day, like, you got a lot of guys in the WWE, but the WWE relies on the same old. So they got Kevin Owens on the shelf. They got Randy Orton on the shelf. You keep mixing the same older mega names. You don't really, John Cena's out of the mix now. Like, who are you going to keep reverting back to? Who are you going to keep trying to get those last remnants of greatness out of? Who are you going to keep, instead of, you got this big ass pool, this giant ass pool of people. You like you're going to take forever with the Obafemi thing, and then you got to build him up. Then you took a year and a half too long with Trick Williams. Now you gotta build him up. Then you got motherfucking that they just brought. They got Javon Evans that they're starting to expose on TV here now. You got
at least with Trick. At least with Trick, they're presenting him as like this, like flashy heel free agent. He did the whole interaction with Cody. He was doing that whole interaction on this show that we'll talk about with Adam Pearce. You gotta really thrust these guys into like sink or swim situations. You gotta. Like Trick has to be in like close to the main event or in the main event, and Obafemi, he just automatically needs to go into the main event.
I swear to God, if I see Obafemi fighting Otis, it's these guys, they all know who they are. When that man fought Cody Rhodes, that whole arena in Washington knew exactly who Obafemi was. So you don't gotta spoon feed fucking fans on who these guys are in particular. Obafemi, Trick Williams, Javon Evans. You don't need to spoon feed fans who these guys are. They're players. Let them fucking play in big spots.
I agree. Dion, I also agree with this, saying I would have had Drew win at WrestlePalooza. Would have made the show noteworthy. Cody could get the title back at Rumble. Or he could have got the title back on this 3 Stages of Hell matchup. This could have been the blow off where Cody gets the title back.
And that's the thing, is that we all expect Cody Rhodes to be champion by WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. He's the biggest star that they have on that show that is currently full-time. But in the weeds of that, between August of his championship victory and April when WrestleMania occurs, that's 8 months. Cody could lose that title and get it back. And it's like they just don't know how to do that. They don't know how to make something meaningful. Like when Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre had that first WWE Championship match, Cody should have just lost to him there.
Yeah.
And then Cody could have been battling to get his title back up until this point. And then, as you just said, like literally, Cody, it could have been all in reverse. Cody could have done all of this, and Cody could have gotten his championship back. And everybody would have been fine with it. But the fact that Cody Rhodes and I think people still feel a certain kind of way. And I'm be honest with you. People still like the match that John Cena had at SummerSlam was literally the greatest match that he had that entire run. A lot of people think John Cena should have literally won that match. And Cody should have still been chasing this championship. But he literally lost the title and only lost it for 4 months and then got it right back. Like, so he didn't go through a real grind to get this title back. And now you're just going to milk the cow all the way to WrestleMania. It's just lazy. It's lazy.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that they probably didn't want to do the title change at WrestlePalooza because they were going to do Cody and Seth at Crown Jewel. But then you had another opportunity on that November 1st WWE Saturday Night's main event. He should have won there. So.
Yeah, but, you know, they're going to just feed us whatever the fuck we get, and that's it.
And be happy about it, or Triple H will tell you, shut up and be a fan. I'm the most objective when it comes to what WWE storyline should be. But anyway, let's talk about the final Monday Night Raw of 2025. The show took place from Orlando, Florida. What did you think about the crowd last night on Monday Night Raw?
They were solid.
They were fine.
They were solid. Yeah, they were fine. Not the greatest, not the worst. They were solid.
We get a recap of last Monday with Austin Theory proving his worth to the Vision. Then we see Rey Mysterio. He's walking his dog into the arena. The Usos are walking. Stephanie Vaquer is walking. Then we see Paul Heyman, the Braun Stars, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory, the Vision. And they are walking their way to the gorilla position. They make their way through. At ringside, we have Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett this week. And we brings out the Vision coming out to the Braun Stars mixed up theme song. Paul Heyman is first to get on the mic. He keeps teasing the introduction while the fans are chanting for CM Punk. And Paul Heyman gets so pissed off at the CM Punk chants that he says Punk could have been in this group, but he had to placate to the fans and stop listening to Paul Heyman. Paul points out
CM Punk chant. I love when he said that shit.
Yeah, stupid ass CM Punk chant. Paul says that this is the last show of 2025, and this is the moment that we'll look back to, and we identify all the WrestleMania main eventers of the upcoming era. 5 years from now, we'll see all these men standing in the moment. He then introduces the newest member of the Vision and Austin Theory, officially making him a part of the group. Theory gets handed the mic. Austin has waited his entire life and worked his entire career for this moment right here. That is pretty sad for someone who is the youngest ever United States champion, the youngest ever Mr. Money in the Bank, and beat John Cena at WrestleMania, that this moment is what he's been waiting for his entire life.
Love that for him.
He says that he is standing here and he's got a lot of things that he wants to talk about. He says the next world heavyweight champion will be Braun Breaker. Paul gets on the mic and he says that the motto of the Vision is the needs of the Vision outweigh the needs of any individual member of the group. But before Theory can continue, as he was getting booed out the building during his promo, like Mussolini and Kennedy, it is CM Punk who comes out to interrupt. He says that he hears a hint of communism and he marches onto the stage. Punk points out that Theory for drinking the Kool-Aid, and he says, "What are you gonna do? Spit on it and do tricks on it?" I was like, "Whoa, is that a sexual reference?" Punk's been called a lot of things in his career. He says that he's here to talk to Braun Breaker. Punk says that the members could do a lot of things to him, but there wouldn't be a title shot on the 5th if they do so. Punk likes to look a man in his eye before putting him to sleep. So Punk suggests that Braun gets the boys out of the ring so they can clear the air face to face. Punk asks if Braun is scared, and Braun says, you're the one who's scared. Why can't they just stay in the ring? But then he invites him in, and the rest of the Vision show themselves out of the ring. We get Punk, who asks what Braun has to say. And Braun asks, why are we here? The Vision looks at things through the future. Braun mentions Bronson Reed, the tribal thief, Logan Paul, the biggest WWE superstar out there, and Austin Theory, the newest member of the Vision. Braun is tired of everyone saying that he'll do everything one day, that he's the future. Figure it out. He says that one day he'll figure it out. He says that he's not the future, he's the now, which was actually Austin Theory's nickname 2 years ago, if you remember correctly. Braun tells Punk to find someone in the back that's like him. Punk doesn't know Braun at all. Braun has done everything under a microscope his entire life and has had to do everything at the highest level. While you were doing, he says that you want me to grind on the indies and do all that other stuff and wrestle. While you were wrestling, I was sharing the field with Lamar Jackson. We aren't the same. On January 5th, Braun is willing to die for that championship, and he'll beat Punk to do it. Punk gets a chance on the mic, and he says that Braun's first mistake was thinking that he knew what Punk thought. Braun is more ready than anyone he's been in the ring with, but he says that he's too busy hanging around with the rest of the Vision to realize that. Punk tells Braun the title is a lot heavier than he thinks. He's not ready to stop going to each and every arena and hearing the people chant his name and asking them, "Isn't it a great night to be alive in Orlando, Florida?" And the crowd cheers because they said our name. They said where we live.
Yay!
He said he's not ready to give up and stop the responsibility of being the champion. Braun has what it takes, but they're not the same because one of them is CM Punk. Someday, someone will beat him for all of this. But I'm here to tell you, it won't be Braun Breaker. He will see Braun on January 5th. Great promo exchange by both men. I felt the intensity here. I thought Braun did well, but I thought Punk he's been really good leading up to this world title match on the mic, and this was another very good promo from Punk here. So a good promo exchange to hype up next week's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. What did you think about Braun and Punk's final words ahead of their big title match?
This was solid. Yeah, this was pretty solid. I wasn't mad at this at all. I think this was actually well done by both parts. You know, this is the first time that Braun is in like this situation, and it's a lot easier to you know, cut a promo with no one around you and with not the person that you're fighting in your face. And Braun did really good in CM Punk's face, telling him what he is and telling him what he came from and telling him what he was doing, how he was grinding in other ways that CM Punk was doing his own grind. Braun Breaker was trying to be an NFL football star, and that takes a lot of work, and clearly that shit takes crazy discipline and doesn't work out for everybody because you just got to be of a different breed to even make it to the NFL. So Braun has been working. He's been working just in different ways than CM Punk, and I'm glad that he was able to vocalize that in a way that it resonates with everybody. When you say I shared the field with Lamar Jackson, every fucking person in that building knows exactly who he's talking about. So it was a fine speech, and it was good back and forth between the two. It was good. I enjoyed it. The delivery from both was really good. It's nice, solid build up. Now this was a nice go home to another Monday Night Raw, so this was good. So I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at it at all. I'm glad they kind of didn't do the classic, you know, line, and then they all jump in and all of that shit. I'm kind of glad they're saving it. I'm glad they're saving it, which is good. Kind of gives you something to look forward to.
And I like that they laid that out with Punk saying that, oh, they're not going to jump him because then there won't be a title match on January 5th. And Paul Heyman kind of alluded to that when he told Braun not to beat down or go after CM Punk a couple of weeks ago. So I like how all that was laid out, and it gave us a good promo exchange between the two guys, because that was the only thing we missing, because we had, you know, the Braun solo promo, that breakout promo he had a month ago. Then we had Punk, who showed that fire in that promo a couple of weeks back, and now we got a promo exchange. So it's been a solid build to this world title match next week.
Which means they're going to make a really nice vignette next week.
Exactly. You know, WWE is great at that, making it all look good in a sweet little package with a bow on top. So good stuff overall from everybody involved here, and I like the fact that they cut off Austin Theory for his big promo.
Yeah, that bro. See, when he started talking to it, I'm like, see, this is why these niggas don't believe in you, B. You waited your whole life to be a part of a group?
It's like, dude, you have accomplished a lot in your career for a guy.
Like, he doesn't realize what he's done.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't realize what he's done. Like he could have went a whole different route where he could have ran off his accomplishments, and then he could have ran off of what he's going after. He made it sound like he's somebody from WWE ID that just got called up and has nothing on his resume, and just talked about this is the opportunity he's been waiting for. Like, dude, Division hasn't even been around a year yet. How the fuck you been waiting your whole life for this? Help me understand this.
They take. I was just like, that was a stupid thing to say because you've done a lot, sir. You've done a lot in your career. What are you talking about exactly?
Yeah, and then there's more layer to reaction to him later on too, clearly. So yeah, because there really wasn't any reaction.
We got Dion who says Braun Breaker held his own. Indeed, we got Pedro that says good line to the promos here. The Lamar Jackson line was really good. I like that. I like that. We are not the same.
We are not
I
the
was
same. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff by Braun there. And Chuck Berry's like, it's like with these two promos, the intensity seemed so damn real, and I loved it. Yeah. Yeah, you feel the tension between them. They come off like two guys that don't really like each other, which is the whole point of pro wrestling, is to suspend your disbelief and to make the fans believe you two guys don't like each other, so they want to see y'all fight.
Do you get this sentiment feeling that I think reality is that CM Punk is going to win next week, but wouldn't it just be like you got more players in the field now if you have Braun Breaker win this championship? Like you got more, you have now more main event players. Like CM Punk could be important almost anywhere. Braun Breaker can't be important anywhere. But if he's champion, he is now important. And it, of course, elevates the fucking group. I sometimes when it's just so easy, you're like, yo, you want to have as stacked of a fucking field for WrestleMania season as possible.
It would basically be the WWE equivalent of what AEW just did, where, like we talked about it on the World's End review, MJF being AEW World Champion going into 2026, it opens up so many different options because you have all these top baby faces that he can go against with Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. So that's very exciting for AEW going into 2026. How you can start 2026 for WWE is put the title on Braun Breaker, because then you got a Punk rematch he can do. LA Knight's gonna want revenge on the Vision. Rey Mysterio's been feuding with the Vision. Why not one more run for him? They teased the Braun Breaker AJ Styles rivalry for the Intercontinental Championship 1 year ago, and AJ's in his final year. He's another option. You could do a heel versus heel matchup with Braun and GUNTHER. You could do, and then the big one is Braun and Roman. Like, that is so many different options for Braun as world champion.
More people becomes important if Braun Breaker is champion. None of it sounds the same with CM Punk as champion.
No.
And that it's just like, damn.
And then I didn't even mention Seth Rollins coming
Seth
back.
Rollins returns. It makes too much sense to put the title on Braun Breaker that they're not going to do it.
Yeah, unfortunately. But let's talk about Jackie Redmond was backstage with Raquel Rodriguez as she was talking about her WWE Women's World Championship matchup. Raquel says no one will get in her way tonight, but the person who got in her way, or she got in the way of last week, Liv Morgan, is here. She immediately walks up and tells her that the Judgment Day needs her to take care of business tonight. Now that JD is out, as well as Dirty Dominik Mysterio is out indefinitely, we need her to bring gold back to the Judgment Day. Raquel tells her she's ready to take care of business tonight. And she is like, yeah, Roxanne said. She was like, what did Roxanne say? And Roxanne then appears as well and wishes her luck. But Raquel seems fine with being wished luck, but she says she doesn't need it and doesn't want or need their assistance tonight. So I was like, why are you so cocky? You have done absolutely nothing.
Like,
but hey,
this bitch got some nerve.
Then we go right into the opening contest for the WWE Women's World Championship. It is Stephanie Vaquer defending against Raquel Rodriguez and WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella. Nikki was in fighting shape for this one with her Philadelphia Eagles gear. Then we get Nikki early on. She pie faces both women during a stare down and then gets tossed down by Raquel. Stephanie rolls Raquel up for a 2. She then tries to go for the devil's kiss, but Nikki punts her right into the rib cage. Nikki then tosses Raquel into the steel steps, similar that she did to a few weeks ago as we go to commercial break. Joe Test mentions how many title shots Raquel has had in when he comes back from break. Raquel hits the last call on Nikki and then a gory special on Stephanie. Vaquer gets out though and then gets shoulder block down and then right back to the gory special. Stephanie then gets a sunset flip for a 2. Nikki breaks it up. Stephanie goes for that devil's kiss once again, but this time Raquel breaks it up. Raquel misses in the corner, and then Stephanie tries to go up top, but Nikki Bella leg whips Raquel, and Stephanie hits a crossbody onto her. Nikki then hits a STF on Raquel as the fans are chanting, "Thank you, Cena." You just hear Nikki being like, "Thank me! Thank me!"
No, you should be thanking Cena too. He's giving you moves and notoriety now.
always, he always will. Raquel locks in a figure 4 on Nikki, so Stephanie can get out and hits the devil's kiss on Raquel at the same time, just smashing the knee of Nikki at the same time that she's doing the devil's kiss on Raquel. Stephanie then hits a Meteora on Raquel and then runs into a big boot from Nikki. Nikki gets dragon screw leg whip, and then Raquel does as well. Then we get Nikki trip Stephanie on the apron. Raquel clotheslines both Stephanie and Nikki on the apron as we go to our final commercial break of a matchup. Then Stephanie gets a rope assisted armbar when we come back from break, but Nikki then breaks it up with a drop kick that sends Stephanie's head right into the ring post. All 3 women are on the top rope. Nikki does a sunset flip power bomb on Raquel as Raquel does a superplex on Stephanie. That was a cool moment of the matchup. Nikki gets 2 counts after that, but she's not able to get the win. Raquel gets a big boot to Stephanie and then gets rolled up by Nikki for a 2. We get the disaster kick by Nikki out of the corner on Raquel. Then Stephanie hits a moneymaker on Nikki for a 2. Stephanie super kicks Raquel. Raquel reverses a suplex attempt and gets rolled up for a 2 count. She then gets blocked on the Vader bomb elbow by Nikki and gets rolled up for a 2. This was like after the last commercial break, I thought it was a pretty good matchup. They were really kind of getting those 3-way moves on. And the finish comes when it looks like Raquel's going to go for a double Tejada bomb on both women. Stephanie is able to get out, but Nikki gets hit with it. But Stephanie is able to hold on to Raquel. She basically does like a roll up, but sends Raquel through the second and middle rope out the middle and bottom rope out of the ring, dumps her out, and then she covers Nikki for the 1, 2, 3. I thought the last couple of minutes were good to this matchup. Overall, a solid effort, a decent matchup here. Raquel looked good in this matchup. I will give her credit there, but Stephanie Vaquer was the winner. And I thought that Nikki Bella, this was probably her best showing since coming back since coming back in 2025. This was probably the best match that she's been in. Solid effort. What did you think?
I was expecting a bag of shit, so I wasn't expecting much out of this. So they gave more than that. So I was pleasantly surprised. I was just glad Stephanie got the 1, 2, 3, and I'm just hoping that this shit is over. I'm hoping that this is over and done with. Like they said on the program, Raquel Rodriguez has had 7 chances. 7 chances at this title, and 3 of them were against Stephanie. 3 times already.
It's kind of crazy.
This girl's been the champion a few months. So out of all her title defenses, Nikki Bella, Raquel Rodriguez. Nikki Bella, Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez, Raquel Rodriguez, and Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
End it, please. Just be done with it. We're done. We're done. We're done. Just stop. Someone else. Anyone else. I'll even take Ivy fucking Nile at this point.
Oh man, I saw some people being like, "This match was great," and I was like, "What match did y'all watch?" I thought this was decent.
Yes, like decent. Yes, great. Hell no, but I just want this to be over with. I just want this to be over with for Stephanie's sake, because like you just literally see more water going on that flame. More water going on that flame to the point where that shit is going to be extinguished. And she's too good for that. La Primera is too good for this level of mediocrity for a championship run. Because this championship run has not been good. It has not been good. And it pains me to say that because she is literally my favorite women's wrestler. And I'm not going to be some biased person or everything about her, in my opinion, is great, but everything that she's been involved in has not been.
Yeah, it's just the booking of the title reign. If you only are focused on two people that she's not having great matches with, she's at best going to have a good match with. Yeah, it's gonna affect the way people view the title reign overall. King Potato says Nikki's Legends money ran out. That's why she's in the ring again.
See, I think somebody's trying to you see a boy trying over here trying to make clickbait again. You trying to make? Who? You'll see it.
Oh boy. Danny, why do you do this? Why does he do this? No, it does not. Like, if we're looking at things objectively, you could say, I don't like the WWE women's division. Or you can address what you don't like or what's bad about it. But to say WWE has probably the worst women's division is just objectively incorrect. There is so many talented women in the WWE's women's division. And you are the person who said that Maxine Dupree has improved leaps and bounds.
Leaps and bounds, people. So I guess his dream match would be Maxine Dupree versus Stephanie Vaquer. That should be his WrestleMania match. Like, dude, like, oh my God. Like, yo, the WWE has arguably the most stacked women's division.
Yeah.
And it's really, it's close. It's close to it because AEW's women's roster is fucking amazing. But
I will say both divisions in WWE and AEW are not booked well. They're booked poorly. They're the worst booked. You can say they're the worst booked women's division, but to say it's the worst women's division, that is literally you saying there's no talent here. Like there's nobody talented in this women's division. There is a difference between being booked well and not having talent. Not having talent would make them the worst women's division.
I mean, but we've been dogging on this for months. And when they were finally getting it right, when they were doing the build up to the women's war games, we gave them credit for it. We gave them the credit for it because it was actually something that they built towards. But the way they booked both women's champions, it's been pretty awful. Both sides. Like, who is Jade Cargill even feuding with right now?
Me too.
That's all you need to say. That's all you need to say when you have a motherfucking division that has Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Lash Legend, Julia, amongst many others that I'm just not spitfiring at the top of my head right now. and they chose Michin. They even got Chelsea motherfucking Green as a double champion over there, and they selected Michin.
Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are on that division in the SmackDown Women's division, but she's feuding with Michin.
And then she was having some beef, I remember, with BFAB.
Yes, that's what set up the rivalry with Michin.
The fuck are we doing? What in the actual fuck are we doing? Has Jade even defended this championship yet?
I don't think so. I do not think so. And she won it back in November.
It's almost 2 months.
November 1st, actually. So we're going on 2 months. Yeah, it'll be 2 months in a few days. Oh, we do have a super chat donation here, Top Guy JJ, from our boy Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries, for the support. He says, I'm sorry, but I think that Josh was right about Raquel. Or at least she has bum tendencies. LOL. Kevin Nash would have never been pushed like that. LOL. I think that Raquel has some talent and she has improved as far as like working like a big man, big woman, working like a giant inside the ring. She knows how she's getting used to that. But yeah, there is kind of like there's a talent discrepancy when she's in the ring with someone like a Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer is on a whole level, a whole other tier, maybe 2 tiers higher in talent than Raquel.
I mean, I don't even know why we're talking about Raquel this much. Like, and you see, has more WWE faults, man. Like, this conversation keeps getting pushed on this mid-card wrestler that we have to keep having conversations about because they keep throwing her in championship pictures. That'd be the same thing that when people start having the shit on Michin all of a sudden because, or Mia Yim, because I fucking hate this Michin shit. But when people have to start saying bad things about Mia Yim when there's no need to, it's because the WWE has just thrown her in this fucking oblivious, fucking irrelevant championship picture that has not had any championship matches involved yet. They just have this. They just have this infectious feeling and weird need to just book these chicks fucked up. Like why? Like, it's like they saved their booking prowess for like that one point of the year between February and April, and it's like fuck them for the rest of the year. And it's just so unbelievable. And I gotta. Does this guy hate women?
I think this guy just hates wrestling.
Danny says. I don't hear him talk about men's wrestling at all very much. Like every time. No,
he does hate on AEW and their men's wrestling. So, Daddy says Maxine has gotten.
Why are we even talking about wrestling? There, I haven't seen a positive comment from you yet. Like I haven't seen. Is anybody any good?
Danny says Maxine has gotten better. But the overall division sucks. The matches are always filled with botches. You could tell they try their hardest to not make contact with each other. I don't know how you could say that with like Rhea Ripley in the women's division. And the fact that the overall division did not suck. It was honestly some of the best stuff in WWE this year. The Rhea Ripley, Io Sky whole storyline with them being rivals and then becoming a tag team. That was like the focal point of Monday Night Raw this year. The triple threat match at WrestleMania that stole the show with Io, Bianca, and Rhea. The classic that Rhea and Io had in the main event of Evolution. Naomi's heel run, that heel turn, that emotional promo where she started crying. That promo where she said she was stalking Bianca Belair. Then her Money in the Bank win and then Money in the Bank cash in at Evolution, her coming out with her dad playing guitar at SummerSlam, and the great match she had with Io and Rhea at that show, Io and Stephanie at WrestlePalooza. That was the best thing about that damn show. Like, so many great things happen in this WWE Women's Division. I don't understand how you can honestly say this and actually be serious about it. You're probably not watching.
Probably just doesn't like women.
That too. That's probably.
I mean, this right here is just a blind take. That's just a blind take. I'm sorry. That's a take full of hate. And have I met him? No, clearly I have not met this guy.
Everybody in the chat's like, we're introducing Danny. This is Danny and his contributions in the chat for us.
Yo, he probably definitely caught a chick getting banged in the room where he was coming home from work. And he's like, yo, fuck these bitches. Fuck all bitches. I'm hating everybody.
So you see, I'm the nice one when it comes to this podcast.
I'm not. Fuck.
We go backstage.
Yo, I'm just saying, every single time, dog, there's always some hate or some negativity, or like when we're objectively not positive on the show, is because it is pretty much a trash ass fucking thing that we've all collectively watched. But when something is good and somehow you still find it trash, something went wrong in a surface of life that we can't help you with. You need to see somebody.
He was in the chat. What I think on In the Weeds, and then on our AEW World's End review, saying AEW's been asked the whole year. WWE's been asked the whole year.
Who hurt you? I mean, it's wrestling, for fuck's sakes. Like, we're having fun. Like, who hurt you? like you think I won't ever in my life hate wrestling. I come on here every week on every Tuesday, chop it up with you guys in SP3, come on True Hill Heat and have fun with all. When we're talking collective shit. This sounds personal.
He says, I didn't get to watch Evolution. I was moving that day. My dude, that was 5 months ago. He said I had to watch All In on my phone, and I didn't say every woman was trash, but as of late, every time I watch them in the ring, there's no intensity.
All right. You know what?
That last sentence is
no. I get it.
It finally sounded like something, an objective take.
Get the next comment. I completely get the next one. I completely feel you on that. But don't take it out on the women and the men that is out there busting their ass and performing in front of us to make our day somewhat salvageable, to make when we go through 9-10 hour days of fucking work and hell, and then when you got to take care of your kids and you got to do all of this all day long, and then we get to separate ourselves for a couple of hours for them to entertain us. That's not the entertainer's fault. That's those two motherfuckers' fault.
I mean, you got King Potato who says, why don't you just stop watching at this point? You don't get any enjoyment out of it, so why bother? I wouldn't even go that far. If you don't like Triple H and Tony Khan's storytelling, I have a news flash for you. This is wait for it. There's other promotions. Watch a New Japan Pro Wrestling. Watch Stardom. Watch TNA. Watch NWA. Watch MLW. Watch GCW. Watch AAA. Like, there are so many other wrestling promotions out there. If these two guys, the most prominent ones, they're the two biggest promotions. If you don't like their storytelling and their storytelling is hurting you and you're not getting any enjoyment watching it, instead of hate watching both products, watch another product and big that up.
But in the same breath, you can't say a man's booking is hurting you and
But
then
like
say,
like the whole reason we created this YouTube channel is because we did not like WWE and we wanted to talk about other wrestling promotions.
facts. So like, you can't in one term say all of these talents are trash and then spin the block and be like, oh, it's because of Triple H and Tony Khan. Well, pal. Well, pal, there's talents and then there's bookers. The talents are talented, pal. The bookers are the ones that's in charge of the talents, pal. And when they have a boss, the talents have a boss. And when their boss tells them to go do some bullshit, the talents got to go do that because it's their job. It's their job. That's what puts food on the table. That's what keeps the roof over their head. That's what gets to have them feed their families. They're not less talented because their boss tells them to do some bullshit. Why do we have to break this down?
I don't know why, but here we are.
Like, what are we doing? What the fuck are we actually doing right now? We're supposed to be rating this, and this show is actually not a bad show.
Jackie Redmond is backstage with the ring general Gunther, who talks about his disrespectful behavior since beating John Cena. R-Truth then walks up and he registers his disapproval. He says that Gunther is nothing more than a piece of, and then whispers in his ear, I guess he said a piece of shit. And Gunther just looks at him and he starts laughing. He asks if that's supposed to be some kind of challenge, and Truth says yes, so he says he'll see him in the ring. After tapping out John Cena for the first time in 20 years in his final matchup, Gunther is facing R-Truth in the next singles match that he has on WWE TV.
Prime example of talent and your dumb bosses telling you this is what your slate is tonight. So I guess Gunther is trash now.
The Kabuki Warriors make their way down to the ring as they have something to say ahead of their tag team title match on next week's Monday Night Raw. Asuka talks about how she beat Rhea Ripley last week, and she calls the fans stupid babies, which is probably accurate because she's in Orlando, Florida. Kairi Sane says that Io Sky should have never attacked her. Io, and then Asuka says, Kairi!
I love that. I love that so much.
Kairi, it's the Kairi reaction that gets me every time. Kairi just she makes sure that
she's like a live anime character.
Yes, it's like she's zapping her every time she says her name. She says she makes sure that Kairi still knows her place as the student to the senpai, and she says nobody is ready for the Kabuki Warriors. They're the women's tag team champions. But then the music of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky hit. Asuka and Kairi go out of the ring. So Rhea and Io, they go right after them, and the fight is on at ringside. Rhea super kicks Asuka. Io gets sent into the announce table to her lower back injury over the last couple of weeks has been focused on. Rhea smacks down Kairi, but Asuka hits Rhea and then sends Io into the timekeepers area. Then it's 2-on-1 in the ring on Rhea. Io comes back and prevents the insane elbow double team combination. Kairi slips out of a riptide, but she gets kicked outside of the ring, and Io and Rhea stand tall against the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Of course, these two teams will face off next week in Brooklyn, New York, on a 1-year anniversary of the Netflix premiere. But we did hear from Rhea Ripley and Io Sky as well. Rhea and Io had a vignette later on in the night where Rhea Ripley reminds Asuka that she's the reason for all of the issues between the Kabuki Warriors. Asuka is the one that is disrespectful. Io Sky says that Kairi Sane has chosen the wrong path. Io says that the senpai can be has now become the student, and the student has become the master. And she and Rhea will teach Asuka and Kairi a lesson in respect when they become the new women's tag team champions. So that is one of the big matches for next week on Monday Night Raw. If they were smart, this should open the show. I want to go right into this. This should be like the opening of the show right from the start. Don't do any promo to start the show. Start off with this matchup because I think it's going to be great next week between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley challenging the Kabuki Warriors for the Women's Tag Team Championships. This was kind of the same of what we've seen in the past, but I am looking forward to the matchup next week.
Yeah, I just want the bell to ring already, man. I just want the bell to ring already. I mean, I did get a chuckle out of the Asuka and Kairi like opening monologue, but everything, all the other aftermath is like we've been there, done that like a handful of times already. So like it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like, oh my god, like that made me anticipate it anymore. So like I just want this fucking bell to ring. I just want to see these fucking 4 women just steal the show on Monday night and just get the show on a really high note if they do open the show, because that's a very high possibility based on the main event. So, you know, that'd be really dope. And obviously I think they're gonna get a healthy amount of time. So that would be a good move for them to open the show so they can probably get at least like the first 20 to 25 minutes of the show.
Agreed. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Then we go backstage. Rey Mysterio is working out. He's getting ready for his matchup against Austin Theory later on the night. When the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk comes up to him, they dap up. And Punk tells Rey that he has his back against the Vision tonight. But Rey says he's good. He says that, like Paul Heyman, he isn't the only one that's in the favor business. He wants a shot, though, at the World Heavyweight Championship when Punk is done with Braun Breaker, and Punk says he's cool with that. I like this little tease because I was wondering, I was like, who owes Rey a favor? And then I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, but hey, you know, it's good though. It's good though. Keep it in the family. Keep it in the familia.
Keep it in the Lucha Libre family for sure.
Yeah.
For
so
sure.
you know, and at the same time, like let us get a cool little Rey Mysterio CM Punk title match. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. Look at this. Oh my god. I think this is like the first positive comment.
Oh, you got clipped that.
Oh, you got for Danny that wasn't immediately everybody saying, well, that doesn't. The only positive comment outside of this is for Maxine Dupree usually. But Danny says, I love the Dynamite and Collision from Boston earlier this year. Back-to-back nights, what happened to end Dynamite carried over into Collision, and it was fantastic. So thank you, Danny. Like, let us, you gotta balance things out. Let us know the things that you actually do enjoy instead of just coming here and just to crap on it.
You see how we help each other? It's growth. It's growth.
I like it. We got also Sanjo who agrees with us, says that pops me every time Asuka calls Kairi like that.
Dude. I was actually I turned my TV up like when I just went into the kitchen real quick to grab something, and then she did, and I heard the guy. I just had to rewind it because I needed to see that. You just hear the Malachi.
Dion says Rhea still gets pops. She gets loud pops too. But man, my interest in her has plummeted. She was one of the best things on Raw when she was in Judgment Day, and she concertoed Beth Phoenix. I agree that Rhea Ripley's peak was probably like 2 years ago, but I think that they just have to thrust her back into the main title picture after she's done with this whole program with the Kabuki Warriors.
I think I'm fine, honestly, where Rhea is at. Like, Rhea has been at peak for quite a while, and right now she's kind of, helping more talents, and she's still one of, if not the biggest star in the division, and she's active. She's there all the time, so that's not something that I'm taking for granted because, shit can happen with anybody, and then all of a sudden they're not there, and then you're like, damn, I miss Rhea Ripley. So I'm like she's cool, right? Like she's in a prominent scene. She's in a title picture. She's just not in the women's title picture yet, which is something they're saving. They're saving it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's one of them.
We'll see. Yeah, I think just she'll be back in the title picture in some way, probably to start 2026.
Yeah.
So then we go to the ring general, GUNTHER, who comes out and he is in his always cocky form.
That shirt.
He gets on the table and he has his robe on, and then he removes the robe and it has his new shirt tapped like a B, like a ... and it shows him choking out John Cena. Just GUNTHER with the shit-eating grin. It's so good. It is so good. He is so good in this role as the cocky heel who put away their hero. Then brings out R-Truth. No rapping from R-Truth because we didn't get R-Truth here. We were supposed to get Ron Killings because he was serious. He comes out with a house of fire. When the bell rings, he attacks GUNTHER until GUNTHER chops him down. Truth sells that very well, and they replay the big chop that he gave him. Truth avoids a back suplex, and he goes for a sleeper on GUNTHER. But a clothesline from GUNTHER lays him out. Another lariat, keeping him down. Then GUNTHER does his taunt. Then he picks up Truth, but Truth starts fighting back. He starts hitting some of John Cena's moves, but then he gets chopped down again. We get a power bomb by GUNTHER as he puts down Truth, but then as the referee goes for the 1-2, GUNTHER picks him up. He then repeatedly nails him with hammer and anvil elbows, and then he locks on the sleeper hold. Truth tries to fight, but eventually he taps out. This was very quick and to the point, just 3.5 minutes. GUNTHER picking up the win. I'm sure that R-Truth got paid well on that new contract, but boy, oh boy, did they put him right back to where he was before his release. It's amazing how well they've done that. GUNTHER picks up another victory here. Not what I wanted to see from GUNTHER following the John Cena win. We need some type of direction for GUNTHER immediately.
I don't know what to tell you. I got nothing for you, bro. This is the first thing that they do with GUNTHER when they put him back. They just, after the big win against John Cena, you give him a squash match against R-Truth. He's not even Ron Killings anymore. He's not even important anymore. He's literally back. He's relegated exactly where he was before they let him go to justify this is why we let him go. This is the shit that we shit on them for being pieces of shit. Because they had themselves a little charcoal there that they could have burned. They had themselves a little something that they could have done. Nobody was asking for the man to be a fucking champion. No one was asking for the man to be in the main event scene. But at least fucking use him. At least use him. And they use him for a 2-minute squash.
Yeah. Remember when everybody got mad that he got let go? Remember when he came back and he got a big pop?
You
remember that promo? The promo where he cut his hair and you got very excited?
You remember that? There's a reason why he doesn't have his hair anymore.
Yeah.
There's a reason he had an identity change. He was Ron Killings.
Mm-hmm. He's driving now.
That great promo on the announce table about him being the driver. Yeah, no, nigga, you ain't driving. You're not even in the passenger seat. You in the trunk.
Like, if they're going to use GUNTHER next week on Raw, he needs to be the first person who inserts himself or enters the Royal Rumble. Like, we need some type of direction for GUNTHER. And him being like the first guy to enter the Royal Rumble, he'll be viewed as a favorite to win. At least that's some type of direction, because this wandering around and just bragging about the John Cena win, I feel like it's already gotten old for me this week.
Because they literally copy paste. It's like Come on, y'all. But they'll do something when they feel the time is right, apparently. And I guess the time wasn't this week, last week, the week before, or probably not next week either.
Nope. But this week, the main event is for the World Tag Team Championships. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defending against the challengers, the Usos. Backstage, Jimmy and Jay Uso talk in the locker room. Jimmy is focused and he's ready, and he needs Jay to lock in. But Jay doesn't feel like anything's been going right. It's been going his way as of late. He doesn't want to put Jimmy in a bad spot, so he's feeling nervous about tonight. Jimmy talks up Jay, telling him that he needs the Jay Uso who won the Royal Rumble. He needs the Jay Uso who's a former world heavyweight champion. He needs the Jay Uso who has every person in that building ready to get on their feet and say one word, 4 letters, And he says, "Are you ready for tonight?" And Jay says, "Yeet." But it did not look like he was very confident even at the end of this segment here. I did like this setup because it did set up well the story of the main event matchup.
I mean, it, to me, felt relatively predictable. The way it was going, where the match was placed. But it was nice little build up for the match and trying to regain Jay's confidence from the year he's had, because he's had a phenomenal fucking year.
I'll admit this segment here made me think that there was more than one option. Like, I was like, they're either gonna win or they're gonna lose, and Jay turns on Jimmy, which I thought would be a mistake, but that is what the direction they were going in a couple of months ago.
Yeah, then it's too soon for that, though.
Yeah.
Not in December. Like, what, they're going to milk that shit for 4 months and then run it back in WrestleMania Vegas, and they're going to have another one of those. Y'all remember that match at WrestleMania 40 in Philly? Y'all remember that shit? Y'all remember that shit?
I don't want to. No, thank you. Next we get the aforementioned NXT champion Obafemi with a video package making him look like an absolute monster. This is the second vignette that they've aired for Obafemi. They did one on SmackDown on Friday night, and now they're doing one here on Monday Night Raw. Where do you think Obafemi is going to go? I think that he is much, much needed on SmackDown due to what we said earlier with the issues that they have with the lack of main event stars.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely needed on SmackDown. He's definitely needed on SmackDown. Like, SmackDown, especially with them going to 3 hours. Going to 3 hours. I wasn't even watching 2.
They didn't even get better with 2 hours.
These niggas is going to 3 hours. So, as much as I would love for Obafemi to be a part of Monday Night Raw, they need him on SmackDown. They need viable challengers for championship belts on SmackDown. They don't have many. And it doesn't look like Kevin Owens is coming back anytime soon. If he ever comes back. Lord knows what's going on with Randy Orton. So that's 2 of their main event guys off the scene already. So they need an injection of main event guys.
Yeah, I agree. So good stuff there. We got Chuck Berry echoing what we were saying, please put Obo on SmackDown. Please, I'm begging you, WWE.
Like, I would love a reason to watch SmackDown again, and Obafemi would give me a reason to at least tune in.
Yeah.
Because right now, Cody and Drew is not giving me that reason. Whatever the non-Jade Cargill title run is not giving me a reason.
It's only the US title that's the reason to watch SmackDown now.
And that is owned now by Carmelo Hayes, which had a fantastic match. The fact that the US champions on SmackDown are like the best things on the show
has been for months. Months now. Yeah.
But both US champions too, because Chelsea Green is Chelsea Green is dope.
She's good, but the women's US title is dead in the water. It's just a prop for Chelsea at this point.
It's a good looking prop though.
It is. It does make her look like more of a star holding 2 titles, that's for sure. Backstage, we get another NXT star, Javon Evans. He walks up to the World Tag Team Champions AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. He hypes them up for their main event matchup with the Usos. AJ wonders what he's doing here, and he says that he was invited here to talk to Adam Pearce, which makes them speculate if he's going to be a part of Monday Night Raw. Yeah, they have AJ and Dragon Lee have nothing but love for Javon Evans. They say once they get settled after their great matchup with him and Leon Slater flying all over the place at Saturday night's main event, they want to run it back with them. But before they can finish that conversation, Los Americanos are here, and they have a different opinion of Javon Evans. They're not a fan of the NXT star after his victory over Ryu Americano last week. Of course, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee have Javon Evans back against the heels. It looks like we're setting up a 6-man tag team matchup maybe next week or the week after, but we'll see where that goes here. But a nice little backstage segment, I guess. The conversation between Javon Evans, AJ Styles, and Dragon Lee was a little awkward, though. I will say that.
They had nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Like legit, they had nothing to talk about. Like it was literally like a YN going to a Unk, and he just starts shopping it with Unk, and Unk is like, yeah, I don't really follow what you're saying, dog. and
that's like 90% of Javon Evans' conversations with main roster talent. He's such a YN.
Yeah, he's such yeah. Like that, and it's kind of crazy. Is because like I love seeing him, but then it's like, fuck. If you ever do a meet and greet or something like that, like I ain't picking him because I ain't gonna know what to say to the little nigga.
I'm gonna talk to Javon like I talked to my nephew. Just be
right,
like,
you know what I'm saying? Like little, little man, like what up, dog? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your growth, man. And that's really all you can say to him. He's gonna be like,
I just talk basketball with my nephew. That's where we
like,
really
thanks, Unc. Like, thanks, Unc.
Oh, we got Javon. We got Dion who says, by the way, Triple H, can we shit or get off the pot with Orton Cody thing? I can't take another year of Cody holding the title and Orton staring at it. Yo, this is the most honey-dicked feud I think Triple H has ever done, where he keeps teasing it, yet he doesn't want to pull the trigger on it.
What's going on with Randy Orton?
He's just been off TV. It's unexplained. I don't know if it's like an injury or he's just taking time off. I don't know what the deal is.
I'm telling you, you gotta start plugging in this fresh talent that could be there, because Lord knows what you're gonna do with Randy Orton. Now basically Randy Orton has become a special attraction.
Yeah. He's got that Brock Roman schedule at this point. Backstage, we go once again with the Vision. They are pumping each other up with Braun Breaker coming in and saying that he has Austin Theory's back. Austin Theory says that he has Braun Breaker's back, and they fist pump. He then says that he also acknowledges his tribal thief, and he fist bump with Bronson Reed. Then Logan Paul gives him a whole big pep talk saying that, he is one of the biggest stars, but he's also the most humble. I'm not the most humble, but Paul Heyman says, no, you are. And he says, yes, I am. He says that no matter when you're in the Vision, he says his first day in the Vision, it was tough, but he has everyone in this group's back. And Paul Heyman makes the suggestion that Logan Paul basically goes out there and accompanies Austin Theory to the ring for the next matchup, which both men agree. That leads to the next matchup, which is Rey Mysterio going one-on-one with Austin Theory. The announcers mark out over Austin Theory's new entrance where he gets like the lights going down. He's got this new like hip hop rock beat that he comes out to. He's still doing the same turn his back because he has a nice physique back, and he does the little pose thing and they do the camera and stuff. They need to scrap all of that. They need to do a whole new entrance, not a variation of his previous entrance. If you want a whole new entrance, that didn't make any sense. Theory, though, he works over Ray early on in the matchup. Ray comes back with elbows and a kick to Theory. Then Ray hits a Rana, but Theory then smacks him right down. He misses in the corner and gets drop toe hold by Ray. Then Ray goes for the 619, but Theory's able to avoid it, and he slams Ray into the ring post and the apron before we go to commercial break. Theory gets Ray into a tree of woe for a second, but Ray gets out of it. He hits a seated senton and a hurricane rata, then 10 punches in the corner. Theory, though, comes back with a big super kick, but he only gets a 2 count. Theory goes for a stretch on his back with Ray, showing off his power. Ray finds a way to come out of it, and he hits a DDT for a 2 count. Theory sets up, but he gets set up. He gets drop toe hold into the ropes, and Ray's going for the 619, and he hits it. But as he's on the apron getting ready for his next move, Logan Paul cocks him onto the apron with the referee just watching, so it causes a disqualification. Then Logan and Theory, they jump Ray for a few minutes until Ray's favor pays off as the music of Penta hits, and out comes the returning luchador. He helps fight off Logan and Theory. He sets up Logan on the ropes, so Ray is able to hit a 619 on Logan as a measure of revenge. Logan and Theory beg off while Ray and Penta celebrate in the ring. Penta is now back after his injury in the last time is now tournament, so great to see Penta back right here on Monday Night Raw. What did you think about Ray and Theory? It was a short match. It was kind of there while it was going on, but I like Penta coming back and aligning with Ray against the Vision.
Yeah, that was my highlight of the match is the boy Penta coming back. And come on, y'all. Yeah, y'all know him. Clearly, y'all know I'm a sneakerhead. So when I saw my boy Penta come out in those El Vuelo 3s, I was like, yes, my dog, son. That's right, Penta. Rep your people with them J's on, son. Let's go. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I kind of marked out for something very minuscule. But I was like, yeah, let's go, Penta. Let's go, Penta. Fuck them up in them J's.
That's hilarious. That's what you got from this.
Yeah, that was my highlight of the segment right there. That was my highlight of the whole segment. When I saw my man come out in the El Vuelos, I was like, well, let's go. Let's go.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Of course you would. That's what you would get. Are we gonna see Penta?
Immediately.
Are we gonna see Penta and Ray start teaming with one another? Because WWE loves to give Penta and Ray Phoenix other tag team partners besides themselves.
I mean, if they're going to be partnering to take on Austin and Logan Paul. Yeah, more than likely Austin and Logan Paul. That's clearly down their pipeline of, oh yeah, we cooking. We got something cooking. We got them all in important storylines.
We cooking now.
We cooking. But yeah, they're going to do everything but team Penta up with his brother.
Oh, we got King Potato who says Penta's shoe game is crazy. He do be rocking some cool sneakers, and he always got the nice little fit as well.
Yeah, it's great to see Penta back though. For it is because that injury that he took on that little Rana attempt, that shit was nasty, and I'm glad that he's only been out for a few weeks, so it's good to see that he it wasn't too serious, but needed to be treated.
Yeah. I'm glad other people noticed that the entrance, there was something off about the entrance. Him doing the same mannerism just It was like you're basically making the whole new presentation a mood point because you're still doing the same things you were doing previously.
The nigga had the same. That's why I told y'all I'm not buying it, dog. It's literally, I mean, the music you can get with at a point, like obviously when it's brand new, it's gonna be new in your head. You don't really know the theme, so it's gonna every time you hear a theme song, unless it's like an absolute banger, all first time themes is trash.
Yeah,
it's true. Trash until you hear it more and more. Because I love Becky's theme, like Becky. Yeah, I love Becky's theme. But and when I first heard it, I was like,
it's even like that with like TV shows. Like I remember when I was first watching Peacemaker. Like right now, Jimmy's posting up our reaction to season 2 of Peacemaker, and they changed the theme song from the first season. I love the first season theme song of Peacemaker. This new theme song that they had at the season 2, first couple of episodes, I was like, I'm not feeling it. Then by the end of the last episode where they played the theme song like 8 different times, I'm like, I love this. This just puts a smile on my face every time I hear it. So yeah, it takes a while to get used to a new theme.
Just repetition, just you hearing it, you match your imagination, putting it with the character, listening to if there's lyrics, see if the lyrics go with the person. But like I think like I like the lights and I like the spotlight and I like that, but he's still the same guy. Like, and it's still that stupid shit. Like dog, no, don't give us any memories of that. Just be or just if you gonna pose or do something a little different, but clearly he's not. So I mean, I thought it wasn't bad, but it wasn't very innovative. It wasn't redone with like any level of like, oh, we're giving you a whole new presentation. To them, they probably thought they gave him a whole new presentation. But once you see any similarities, it just kind of washes all of that away and makes you think of old theory. And then the fucking 360 camera thing, like, dog, like, cut that.
You literally were doing this before. Why are we still doing it? And this is a great shout, great comment by Dion here. He says, remember when Orton went from burning my light to voices? His whole presentation changed. His whole entrance changed. He stopped doing the pose, the waterfall stopped coming down. It was just intensity. I hear like he just started. The Viper, the eyes were the big difference. He changed everything. He got the. But like, and that's the person I've compared Austin Theory to since his start. Everybody was comparing him to John Cena. I was like, no, he has more of a kin to Randy Orton. It took Randy Orton a few years to figure out who he was as well. So like. Yeah, with the whole change, you need to change everything. You need to change how you do your entrance. Stop doing the whole this and everything. Like, scrap all of that. Just go out there, look intense, play this serious character that we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. Don't go back to being the now Austin Theory when you're doing your entrance.
Hey, there's nothing you can say. Yo, that shit went hard, bro.
Say what you done to me. Now it's time to shine. Take what's mine.
Yo, that shit went. Yo, I still got that shit on my playlist. Like that shit goes hard, bro. Like that. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, and I definitely understand why Randy was kind of on the fence when he changed to voices, because that burn in my light was that shit was hot. But once you hear voices so many times, it's like, you know, it just adapts to your brain, and then I hear voices in my head. Yeah, like
what Pedro said is true. He says nope, it's the same. I was waiting for Waller to appear again. I was dead ass waiting. I was waiting for Logan Paul to be Grayson Waller and pop up behind him.
The angle fucked up your whole vision of his new appearance. It's the angle, it's the camera. Once they did that 360 camera, it's like, oh god, this nigga's gonna pop up behind him. Yeah, no, I mean, that's why. And once you hint of some of the old shit, all the new shit, you're not gonna pay any attention to.
It's true.
Because the music ain't bad, the presentation and the lighting wasn't bad. They just got to kill that stupid ass spinning camera shot and that stupid shit that he doesn't even go with the fucking track. It doesn't even go with the song. It's like what? Like, you fucking goofball, bro. This nigga really turned his whole chair around just to do that.
Stupid.
It's stupid. And they spin the camera to make sure that they get the whole once your music hits, it's like, oh, here go the nigga we don't believe in.
Exactly. Same dude. New Austin Theory, same dude. But next we got someone who has made some changes to their character and the way they talk on the mic. Maxine Dupree, our WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. She makes her way down to the ring to talk about her next title defense against Becky Lynch next week on Monday Night Raw. She asks everyone if they had a good holiday. She wouldn't be standing here with this title on her shoulder if not for the WWE Universe. Aww. I'm mad we both did it. Becky Lynch can't deny that she had to tap out last week. And next week, Maxine will stop at nothing, and then we hear the music of here is the man, Becky Lynch, looking like the Orange Goblin in her long furry jacket.
She just went straight to Seth's closet, bro.
She was like, I'll take that.
That shit is way too big on her. She took that shit from hubby's closet.
She denies tapping out last week and says that the only thing she ever tapped out from was living in Orlando. Maxine says that Becky has two choices. She'll either break her ankle or Becky will have to tap out again. Becky says that she doesn't want to start a fight. She thought that Maxine was terrible when she first met her. But over the last few weeks or months, she's gotten slightly better. Maxine shuts her down and tells her how it is. She says that the only thing that she stole from Becky was the spotlight. Becky leans further into her politician expression and reminds us that she always finds a way to win. Will Maxine be everything that the people think she is, or everything that Becky knows she is? They also bring up, Maxine says that it's not just her saying that Becky tapped out. Sports Illustrated is also saying it. But Becky says that she's the first woman who won the main event of WrestleMania. She's a former WWE Women's World Champion, a WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. She set all these records. She's the greatest women's wrestler of all time. And it's not just her saying it. Sports Illustrated is saying it. Bleacher Report is saying it. I had to tweet out. I was like, it just felt like both women were fighting over the right to say Sports Illustrated, this is the best promo of the night by far. Becky ends the promo by saying, welcome to the big time. So next week on Monday Night Raw, it will be Maxine Dupree defending the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. I thought this was another good promo exchange. Not anything different than what we've seen from them the last couple of weeks, but still a solid work. They got good chemistry with one another, character and on the mic talking wise. And this felt more of of a promo exchange. Too much in AEW and WWE as late. Promo exchanges are one person cuts a 3-minute promo, the other person cuts the 3-minute promo, and then that's it. This was more of a conversation that was going back and forth, which I enjoyed a little bit more than the usual promo exchanges. I like that dynamic even more than the Punk and Braun style that they did earlier in the show. Even though that promo was objectively better, I like the fact that this was more of a conversation that went back and forth instead of just one person cuts a promo, the other person cuts a promo. This is an actual exchange.
I thought on the graphic, I thought that was Charlotte Flair.
I mean, a little bit.
That's what I'm like, God damn, okay. Becky and Charlotte? But it was all right. It was all right.
They said Sports Illustrated 2 times. This is
but
promo.
You know, Maxine thanked us, so my heart got a little fuzzy. I got a little fuzzy. But she, you know, they were cool, but this really ain't going anywhere. Like, I don't really. This doesn't move me at all. Like, and I think, unfortunately, like, Maxine just needs more time, like, battling, like, I guess higher up, like, chicks to kind of make me believe in her, like, on a TV perspective, because it just feels like she's so overmatched by Becky Lynch. Like, it just felt like this, like, you got this gigantic star right here, and then you got someone that is constantly trying to prove themselves, and that's probably what they're shooting for.
But Maxine, I agree with Dion. Maxine came off very cocky me in this promo.
And that is hopefully ingredients and fuel for her to lose the championship and go right back to where she not belongs, but go right back to the bottom of the card where most people would agree that she should be. And then, you know, beat people and scrap your way back up to the rankings and not be forced to, you know, think you have to put on these 4-star matches and have to do all of these cartwheel counters and these lollipop fucking wrestling holds and then all of a sudden get aggressive in the last 30 seconds and throw in an ankle lock and scream and you're now a badass. Like, we need still a little bit more character metamorphosis with Maxine if I want to believe that she's like some grappler badass type chick. So right now I still see her as the glitz and the glamorous, like she's very glamourful, very diva like, and she's trying. I will give her credit, she's trying. So that is a prop to her that she's given some effort, but not with this season rolling around. We don't need people that's trying, bro. I need stars. I need Becky Lynch in that spot. Like, let's cut the bullshit. January 5th, take that title away from her. Becky Lynch leads into the Royal Rumble as the Intercontinental Champion heading into WrestleMania season. Cut the bullshit. Just cut the bullshit.
Agreed. I want Becky to win the title next week, no doubt. But, you know, I'm biased. I will admit that. Backstage.
And I'm not, but I want Becky Lynch to go into I want Becky Lynch to start off 2026, the start of Royal Rumble, WrestleMania season. And now this is where the stars come to play. I don't need Maxine Dupree headlining or being in a Royal Rumble championship match. Maxine should be in the Royal Rumble, and she can have a really good showing in the Royal Rumble, but Becky Lynch should be the champion.
I agree. And we also need to do the Becky AJ Lee matchup. And it would feel like you're elevating the Intercontinental title if that matchup at Mania is for that title.
And how much bigger is that match compared to literally
anything with women Maxine? Anything Maxine Dupree will be doing. Adam Pearce is backstage with 2-time NXT champion Trick Williams, and he's talking about his future. Trick hands him his business card and says that he better make his offer good because he's got offers from Raw and SmackDown, and he is the hottest free agent around. So he lets him know to call his people and be in contact with him. After Pierce is done with that meeting, in comes Bailey and Lyra Valkyria barging in, and Bailey is pissed. They want the next women's tag team championship opportunity after next week's title match. Pierce mentions that he just spoke to the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, and Bailey's like, what the hell are you talking about? She was like, I beat Roxanne last week. They don't want to hear any of that. Bailey calls Pierce an idiot, and then Lyra tries to smooth things over, saying that, we just want to be in the conversation and have an opportunity, so we will let you be. And Pierce says that he needs a drink. Bailey still being in her role model role was funny. Here. Her calling Pierce an idiot. I was like, yes, one more for the good guys.
Yeah. And Pierce is an idiot. And if that's all you need to need a drink, you need a new job.
He always needs a drink when he's doing this job. He's got a problem, I think. I think we need to call someone. Need to have an intervention.
Yeah. We need some AA attendees over there.
Yeah. All right, now it's time to get into the main event of last night's show for the World Tag Team Championships. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defending against Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. We get the Uso big grand entrance. AJ and Dragon come out. They're wearing blue. The Usos are in red. It's a gang war. Bloods versus Crips.
Oh shit!
Jay fist bumps. Alicia Taylor, AJ and Jay. They start off the matchup. AJ with the go behind. Jay fights out of it, hits an uppercut and rocks AJ a bit, but AJ hits a picture perfect drop kick. Dragon Lee comes in and we get some double team by the tag team champions as the Usos get out of the ring. As we go to a first commercial break, we come back from commercial break and Big Jim is stomping down on Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee hits a drop kick in the corner and tags in AJ. AJ kicks Jimmy and some forearms and elbow to Jimmy. Then Jay kicks AJ from behind as these two teams are going back and forth. We get AJ and Dragon Lee. They start working with one another, start doing some double teams on the Usos, but the Usos come back with some double teams of their own. The fight takes to the outside where we get some dives and crazy stuff going on here as we head into a last commercial break. We come back from commercial break and the Usos are in control. Jimmy chops Dragon in the corner. Jimmy then tries a super kick and he gets knocked into the tree of woe, and then Dragon Lee hits a double stomp off the top rope to take him down. Dragon looks for the tag and he gets it to AJ. AJ and Jay come in and AJ hits the phenomenal combination. Jimmy gets some as well. And then we get a backbreaker for 2 on Jay for a 2 count for Styles. Jay then hits a super kick on Dragon in the corner and a spear to AJ. He then tags in Jimmy and Jimmy comes off the top rope with a big Uso splash, but AJ is able to kick out at 2. We get a tag into Jimmy, and Jimmy and Jay both go up top. They try to go for the unison for the double team Uso splash, but they get knocked off by Dragon Lee. Jay misses AJ in the corner, and then Dragon Lee hits his ridiculous suicide tope suicida to the floor while Jimmy is sitting on the announce table, and it just looks like an explosion as they both topple over the announce table. We get AJ then rolls up Jay for a 2 count. We get a Pele kick we get a super kick by Jay, then a Pele kick on Jay by Styles. Styles then follows up with the Styles Clash, and somehow, some way, Jay kicks out at 2. Dragon Lee gets tagged in. They try to look for the double stomp, a Styles Clash combination, but once he gets him into the Styles Clash form, Jimmy comes in. He breaks up a big dive by Dragon Lee with a big super kick. We get a double super kick to Styles, double super kick to Dragon Lee. They pick up Lee and they hit the 1D, 1, 2, 3, History has been made in Orlando. Jimmy and Jey Uso are now 9-time World Tag Team Champions. Oh, I thought this was a great fucking match, especially the final 5 to 10 minutes of this after the second commercial break. They were just going full throttle, balls to the wall. I thought Jimmy and Jey kind of finally got their chemistry together, and the whole story of the matchup was Jey overcoming his self-doubt due to the brotherly love and the chemistry that is the Usos when they're in the ring together. Usos becoming 9-time tag team champions to end off Monday Night Raw in 2025. There's going to be some more drama, I'm sure, between the Usos to come in 2026, but this was a nice conclusion to the year with one of the best matches that I've seen on Monday Night Raw in the last couple of weeks. Like I said, a great matchup overall here. What did you think about the Usos versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee? I did also pop and laugh at the end of the episode when Jey wanted to do say one more thing into the camera with Jimmy, but Jimmy was just trying to get the fuck up out of there. And he's like, John.
Match was really good. This, oh my God. You want to say something leaps and bounds? This was leaps and bounds better than the shit they had with New Day. Mm-hmm. Like this was pretty damn good. Damn. And the Usos look like they have gotten like a lot more of their chemistry back, which looks and feels really good to see. Yeah, not really much bad things to say about this match. This match was well done, well crafted. You got to see Jey Uso kick out of a Styles Clash, which that man, would have never done in the past. So, he ended off the year really the way he started off the year, strong. So that's a good feather on the cap for 2025 for Jey Uso in what has been a roller coaster for him for 2025. Like that he's the term of peaks and valleys for 2025 and ended it off on a high note. So props to the Usos. AJ and Dragon, they did their part as really, really good transitional champions. Like they held the belts for longer than I thought they would have. And now they can probably go and be separate, go do their own thing. AJ Styles can go get squashed by GUNTHER now. And Dragon Lee can probably, find another luchador to team up with. And that's how Dragon Lee will just, fall into obscurity by not teaming with anybody of relevance anymore in the WWE. Don't know how good that guy actually is. And, we'll get nothing from Dragon Lee, and then we'll get AJ Styles getting his ass beat by GUNTHER, and then AJ Styles will probably be off TV for probably to the Royal Rumble. And that's how we will ride into 2026, baby. Yeah.
But yeah, great matchup. The Usos being the World Tag Team Champions hopefully means that we get more attention to the tag team scene. I just hope that is the case. The New Day did cut a promo during the ad break, so maybe they get back involved. We should mention today that Matt Hardy went on social media and he suggested a Hardys versus New Day versus Usos matchup for WrestleMania. Is that something you might be interested in?
TLC, I would be. I'd be interested in a TLC match between the three of them. Not just no regular 3-team match. I'll tell you that.
I'll be honest though. If you said my options are that or the Usos versus Lucha Brothers, I'm taking the Usos versus the Lucha Brothers.
I mean, that's hell yeah. I mean, you asked me if I wanted to see that specific match. I wouldn't be mad at it, but if you have the Lucha Brothers option, I mean, that's hands down hell yeah. But it would be kind of cool to see the Hardys one more time for their last time at WrestleMania in like one of those spectacular type matches. it would definitely give me flashbacks to what, you know, to our experience in Orlando when they just fucking drove euphoria into that fucking building. Like people, it's like sometimes people don't realize like how important the Hardy Boys is in this tag division history. Like they are arguably in that GOAT conversation for greatest tag team ever. Like they
I think
were
those
so
three
important. Like,
those three teams. I was thinking about it last night during the main event. I think those three teams is my top 3 WWE tag teams of all time.
yeah, so I'm gonna just respond to a comment that I see right now. I don't care what they did against Team 3D. Team 3D are inactive wrestlers. They're not active wrestlers. The Hardys are active wrestlers. That was literally the Dudleys' retirement match and a love letter thank you to wrestling, but they clearly can't do it anymore. And the Hardys aren't young and spry, so they can't carry a match despite a team's inability to do anything. The Dudleys are done, and that's fine. And they did what they could do, and they tried. Like,
Did try.
fuck. Like the fuck. They like like it's not like they had that match back then. Like the Hardys are still active competitors. They're still doing their thing. They still look pretty good. They're obviously, bro, they're like fucking damn near 50 each.
And
Like,
they're the top draws for TNA.
Like, so I don't care what happened with Team 3D. And I don't think the Hardys care what happened with them in 3D. They were happy to share the ring with them one final time. And they gave them their flowers and given them that match. And that's it. Like, they're both done. The Dudleys are done. And Devon has been injured for better part of a decade. So it's like, what the hell did we expect?
We did get a comment here, and I actually did upload this picture, so I'll bring it up now. Dion saying Finn on the commercial break was saying he was going to carry Judgment Day on his back in 2026. Okay, sure, Finn. Yeah, they did do that during the commercial break. They did an interview where Brian Saxon spoke with Finn Balor, and this was a more serious. This was more akin to the NXT version of Finn Balor. There wasn't a lot of the heel mannerisms and heel talking of Finn Balor, as he talked about the fact that JD McDonough is currently out, and now Dominik Mysterio has been announced as being out indefinitely after his shoulder injury on the last big AAA All event. So Finn says that the Judgment Day is down and out, and they've had their ups and downs over the last couple of weeks, but he says that he feels a certain way, but he feels a lot of nostalgia being in Orlando, and he remembers being on NXT and holding down that brand, carrying that brand on his back. And he plans to do the same thing with the Judgment Day. And he promises that 2026, he will bring championship gold back to the Judgment Day. Finn, you have become the wrestling equivalent of the New York Knicks. Every year is your year. There's always next year. It wasn't you said this in 2024, and we had the report 2025 was going to be Finn's year. Now Finn's doing a promo saying 2026 is going to be his year. You're a New York sports team at this point. Every year is going to be your year. It's always next year for Finn Balor.
Finn Balor is literally the epitome of what could be. Finn Balor is a main event talent. But he's never going to ever in that place be treated as such. Finn Balor is the epitome of somebody that needs to be out of the WWE.
He should have been, but he re-signed for like
but he's not. Yeah. So he's loyal to a fault. And unfortunately, as long as he's in the WWE, he's always going to be a bum. And until they either realize that they have a talent there that they could really fucking do something with, or he just finds a way to try to mutually separate. Yeah, that label ain't leaving you, bruh. No matter how passionate your promos are, no matter it's like we know what you are, but they don't know what you are. And clearly they have a much bigger say-so than we do.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because Finn Balor is so talented, but you're absolutely right. It feels like WWE will never get him to the point that a lot of us fans want him to be at. And as far as Dominik Mysterio being injured, I'm thankful that the report came out from Fightful that he's only going to be out until the Royal Rumble. If that is the case, if that winds up being true, I think it's fine that if you don't strip him of the Intercontinental Championship. But if he's going to be out past the Royal Rumble, you definitely need to think of a plan B for the Intercontinental title because he hasn't defended it since he won the title on TV at Survivor Series.
Like it's like the things that they could do with him. Like just imagine if Finn was on SmackDown and then he got into like some type of really good rivalry with like if they are going to push like Carmelo Hayes, like how good that in-ring work would be. Like how many talents he can actually have really good. Like the shit that he had with Seth Rollins was actually pretty good, but no one believed that he was going to actually beat him, which he actually didn't. Like if they would have pulled the trigger once, everybody's opinions would be different on him. Once. That man has not held the championship since he lost it. And he haven't even had the privilege to do a show as champion besides relinquishing it. And mind you, this was 2016. Yeah. This is almost 10 years ago. And that man hasn't sniffed another championship since. You're not gonna make anybody believe you with a fucking promo in Orlando talking about your NXT days. It's a decade, bruh. We got a decade of footage.
What happened to JD McDonough is he had surgery on an injury. I don't know if they disclose which injury it was, but maybe it's surgery on the previous injury to his lungs that happened at the beginning of the year. Maybe he never got surgery on it, or I don't know. But yeah, he had surgery, so that's why he's been out. But he shouldn't be out for too much longer. Well, we'll see what happens with the Judgment Day. We'll see what happens with Finn. But we saw what happened on last night's Monday Night Raw, and hopefully so did you. So we appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. If you haven't already, drop the thumbs up on the video. Share with your friends. Subscribe if you are new. And if you are with us live, sound off in the live chat. Let us know your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, your moment of the night. Whether you give the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give last night's show? If you're watching us on demand, let us know in the comments down below. For me and Top Guy JJ for the December 29th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. First time in weeks that we both are going thumbs up for this show. Out of 10, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. What did you think?
That's exactly where I'm at. I'm at a 7. So satisfied, yes. Thank God, because I've gone thumbs down 3 weeks in a row prior to that. So I was satisfied with the show. Not the greatest show, but I was satisfied. Some good stuff. Some mediocre stuff, but more good than bad, which is a move in the right direction. But I ain't holding my breath to this. This was one of those.
I think next week will be good. Next week they hyped up, and I like the fact. I think the fact that this was a good show is mainly because they focused on hyping up that show, and they still had title matches and important matches on this show as well.
But then at the same time, we could probably expect better product now because we're starting to enter Royal Rumble season. and all of that. So this is where they actually start to unveil their ideas that they've been cooking up. And hopefully we see some more quality for the first half of 2026. And that's why I want a fresh start for 2026. So we should get a fresh start.
Who was your MVP for the episode, JJ?
Oh, the Usos. The Usos becoming 9-time tag team champions.
I'm going to go with CM Punk and Braun Breaker for the opening segment. I think they had the two best promos on the show, so I'll go with them to hype up the show, hype up next week's main event. Match of the night, definitely Usos versus Styles and Dragon Lee.
Yeah, agreed.
LVP for the episode, got to go with Austin Theory.
I'm going R-Truth.
I mean, yeah. And you know what? Yeah, I'll change my pick. Yeah, it's R-Truth. It is R-Truth because, man, damn. damn.
Like, the fuck? Like, God. You brought this man on TV just to fucking embarrass him.
Moment of the night. What you going for?
That's where I'm going with Punk and Braun Breaker.
I'm going to go with the Usos winning the tag team championships for the moment of the night. Before we wrap things up here, we should mention this. Danny bringing up the speculation is, will we see Jericho return next week? It was reported by Alex McCarthy for Wrestling Intel. We broke the news during our AEW World's End review that Chris Jericho's contract with AEW is expiring on December 31st, which is tomorrow, and that the speculation is that he will sign with WWE and could possibly return on next week's January 5th edition of Monday Night Raw. 0 to 100, Top Guy JJ. Do we see Chris Jericho next week on Raw?
I'm gonna go with 0. I don't see them wasting such a big return for a card that's already super stacked. If that happens, and I'm just trying to play like an advocate here, I would literally save his return for the Royal Rumble.
I would too. So that's why I'll go higher than you. I'll go 35%. There is a chance. This company will just say,
yeah,
not?
In fact, yeah, I'm gonna stand corrected. There is a chance. So I'll give it 10%.
That's fair. And yeah, I agree with Dion. I don't think they should do vignettes, Dion. I think they should do a countdown clock. Do a count, because automatically, if you show a countdown clock on next week's show, people know who you're teasing. You don't need to do a vignette or anything like that. Do a countdown clock to the Royal Rumble.
Know, in WWE's eyes, this is a massive deal. So they're not going to just spring them on next Monday and just with no build up, no anticipation, no packages, no nothing. They're not going to do that. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to just spring somebody on fans. They don't know how to do that.
Unless it's like the Raw after WrestleMania.
They need to sell tickets. They need to create their hype. They need to get their Instagram views. They need to get their clicks. They need to get the anticipation going. Because evidently, Chris Jericho, regardless of how anybody feels about him, he's a Hall of Fame wrestler. He's one of the greatest to do it. He's one of the greatest characters in the history of professional wrestling. And that is one place that has done him some justice, that has done him a lot of justice. He's a multiple-time world champion in the WWE. He's the same man that beat The Rock and Austin in the same night to become the undisputed champion. He's revolved his character there multiple times. Many great versions of Chris Jericho in the WWE. So it's a big deal for them. And I don't think they're just going to spring them on a next Monday Night Raw. And there you have Chris Jericho.
Pretty sure. Walls, break the walls down or Judas?
Personally, I want Judas.
Same.
Personally, I want Judas, but I think they're going to stick to break the walls down.
Or you can do this. I like that idea, Annika. She says, at least play Break the Walls Down, and then it goes into Whatever Become. Like, I
I
would
think
like
the
that.
WWE would go bananas with Judas.
Yeah.
Like literally probably not week 1, but once they hear that shit more than like 2 times, they're gonna know that whole song. Like that's what WWE fans do now. Like they know Cult of Personality's whole verse. They know Cody Rhodes' verse. Like they that's what they do. They even for the last couple months they knew John Cena shit. Like that's
Voices.
what yeah. So they will, and the fact that they got some fractions of it in their heads from the AEW days, literally by like a month, they'll be singing the whole fucking song.
All right. Well, we came to an end on another edition of Rated Raw Review, our 100th edition of Rated Raw Review. Thank you so much to everyone who support us every Tuesday here, joining us to talk about Monday Night Raw, to talk about all the other nonsense going on in the world of pro wrestling. We appreciate y'all, and y'all are the reason why we've been able to make it 100 episodes of Rated Raw Review. So thank you so much.
Crazy.
And thank you so much to my co-host here, Top Guy JJ, because I couldn't do this alone. And I always appreciate the fact I'm able to talk to one of my best friends every single Tuesday about a show that we sometimes don't like and sometimes do like this week's show. JJ, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they'll see you again.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you too, brother. And it's great that actually, you know, my work schedule aligns me and allows me to pretty much slot myself off this day pretty much every week, unless like holiday or something happens. So this actually works perfect for me too. So it's good to be back on the channel kind of on a consistent basis. So I feel really, really good about that. But on the YouTube channel, on Instagram, you can find me at TrueHill_TopGuyJJ. And on the YouTube channel, you can find me here next week. Yeah, I should be here next week. I'm just trying to remember. I think it's one of the Tuesdays in January I'm working, so I won't be on for 1 week in January. It's just not next week. But for True Hill Heat, the flagship podcast, I will be on next Saturday, January 10th. To be determined with who. I know SP3 will be there. You know, January, everybody takes vacations and takes breaks, so I have no idea who's going to be there, who's not. So hopefully it's the whole gang, but we'll see. It was really dope to be on with all 4 of us last week, so that was really fun to celebrate the end of the year. And Happy New Year to all of you guys. We made it through 2025, y'all. We made it through 2025. We got about a day and a quarter left. So a day less, depending on where you at, might be a day and a half. But bless all of you guys for making it through with us and through whatever we've been watching for 2025. Thank God we have other promotions to talk about, because if it was only WWE, we would have been in trouble. But Happy New Year. Love you guys. Can't wait to chop it up with y'all in 2026. And yeah, cheers to all of you guys, man. For real. Appreciate all of y'all. For real.
I agree. Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you so much for all the support throughout 2025, and get ready for another big year from us at True Hill Heat in 2026. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSB3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The best way to support us when we are not live here. And check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like our year-end content, where we did the King of the Hill for 2025 pay-per-views for this year. We also did our NJPW roster 2025 tier list, our AEW roster 2025 tier list. You could check out right now. We'll be dropping our WWE roster tier list this week, probably tomorrow for New Year's Eve, so you can find out how we viewed every single member of the WWE roster. Go over to True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment, where we did our Stranger Things Season 5 Volumes 1 and 2 review. I will be live on that channel tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time with Miss Chrissy Love to review Power Book 4 Force Season 3, Episode 8, the best episode of the
Wait,
season.
when are you
so
doing
far.
that review?
Tomorrow.
What time?
1.
God damn it.
Well, yeah.
Episode is so goddamn good, man. That
Oh,
episode
I can't wait.
is so good. Oh, man.
Can't wait to talk about it tomorrow. So join us on the second channel for Top Guy JJ. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review, episode 109 time, reviewing the December 29th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw. We are signing off until next time.
Good job, WWE. Finally giving us a decent episode.